So this is the idea, basically. I'm trying to get the pretty much the most important thing about this, obviously. So your left, your oh, excuse me. Oh, this is odd. Why is it? That's just weird. Okay, we're gonna call it. Here's your run stick, and this is your crouch. Okay. Um, I have no idea why this is. The camera's a bit strange. Um, but maybe I'm just thinking about it wrong. So, anyways, this is how you do it. Um, okay, this is my walk stick here. Run works. That's how run works, right? There's your crouch. Okay. Now, in order to go ahead and do it, you need to get your moonwalk down. Now, it doesn't need to be exact, but the better corner positioning you have to try and get your moonwalk, obviously the better your cycle run's going to be. It's going to be faster and more silent. So, get that angle right. This is basically the angle. There's no footsteps. Let me turn it up real quick so I can hear it better. Oh. All right. Just picture myself before. Okay. So the idea is to spam run and crouch, right? So if you're just starting out, you're just gonna like do this bit. Now the thing is that when you're doing it too fast, you have that falling motion, right? You feel like you're going down. Okay. You have to give Ripley enough time to actually get the burst of speed. So I hope you can hear the clicks, because that's the only thing that's giving this away. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. So that's the first way you want to practice. That's okay. It's not quite where you want to be, but eventually this is where you want to be. Go ahead and get the angle right, and then get the spacing right. No footsteps. Okay. Now, the more often you get her not to fall, or the straighter she is, the more speed you get out of it. So let's try and get a lot of speed. So that seems to be work out a little bit better. If you're constantly pushing it, she's fighting against herself. She's falling. Okay, so you gotta just be careful on the timing. I'm sorry, I gotta focus on. I'm looking at the game and I'm putting out a controller. Let's just put this into action a little bit. I'm gonna make a highlight of this. I hope it works out well, but.
Stay back! Shit! Guys, over here! Someone's here!
Alright, here comes some cycle running.
She was trying to hack the elevators.
To be honest with you, this is my first test to find out that it was working.
Just need to find
For myself, at least. Did not pick that up.
Find her and kill her.
This way. She was downstairs.
Okay, so this is also something that you probably should keep in mind. The great thing about this cycle run is that for turns, we seem to be able to, if you tap it faster, you might be able to keep some of the speed, but not any of the sound. So just tap it a lot in the corner and then back to speed. So I don't know, that's something I might get into later, but let's not focus on that. Let's just keep the cycle run. Let me get Stompy out of here real quick again. Alright. So let's just practice it one more time, just in case my explanation before wasn't quite right. Also, the other thing is, it's best to practice your cycle run on a straight end. The corners get really bad just because it's really hard to just focus on what's going on when you're doing it. So people tend to do this when they first cycle run. At least I did. I'm pretty sure most will do it. So you're cycle running and your camera goes nuts, and you're actually cycle running, like looking down, and then you'll look up, and then just keep at it. It's just try to eventually you'll get pretty good at it and keeping the camera straight. Sometimes it still happens to me, but it's not the point. Just don't make any sound. That's the point, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Turn slightly. Up, see? Also, careful when you hit objects. Okay. Also, something else you should know. So the pressure putting on... Well, it's a left stick, but I don't know why it's showing up as right. Whatever, it's the camera. The more you press it, your thumb starts to slip. It takes a little bit of pressure to get it done. And then eventually, you'll be doing this. Look at what I'm doing. Eventually, you'll be up here. Trying to do your cycle run. Okay, prepare for that, alright? So sometimes you should put your thumb back here and start your cycle run here, so you lessen the chance of that happening. Right here. On the hook of my thumb. Okay. That really helps during Mission 10. Mission 10 is probably the most cycle running there. So I hope this was helpful. I'm trying to think of any questions. Unfortunately, since there's nobody on, I can't imagine what else could be a question here. So I'll do a little bit more. The perfect cycle run, as far as I can see it, it depends. Okay, your spacing is really important to get speed. Okay. If you space it more, you'll get more speed out of it. Run, crouch 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 run. I'm giving some speed into it. Now, if you get nervous, yeah, you might do it a little bit more often. It takes time. You'll still get some speed. You'll still eventually do it, but you'll be, you know, a little slower. That's okay. It takes time to get used to that. Especially when Stompy's on your ass and shit's gone wrong and you're trying to focus on what's going on around you, and then you're like trying to get your spacing, your rhythm right, and you can just like, oh god. Okay, that's fine. You'll eventually get really used to it if you just keep at it. I think that's it. I hope I couldn't keep my controller up the whole time, but I hope this helps. So, all right, later.